Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I did report earlier on our channel all the bickering, all the games that were going on, all the last minute haggling that is going on. Some individuals are pushing for larger stimulus checks, which by the way is a good thing. Some individuals are pushing to lower the threshold for people who get stimulus checks. One senator proposed that the threshold for individuals getting unemployment benefits should be that they get $100 a week or more in state unemployment benefits, which, by the way, was a threshold for the Lost Wages Assistance Program. And he was immediately rebuffed by Democrats, actually. A lot of conversations are going on with individuals essentially trying to make some adjustments, tweaks. Chuck Schumer wants more money for live venues that have been impacted as a result of the pandemic. Different individuals want to use FEMA funds for state and local funding. There's a lot of that last minute tweaking that's going on right now while our fellow Americans are waiting. I believe that they've taken too long. I believe help should be given to those who need the most. And it looks like this is going to go into the weekend. I did do another video about that. They're going to continue working through the weekend. In fact, for the first time, we received confirmation from a Republican Senator Rob Portman from Ohio, who, by the way, had proposed a back-to-work bonus. Rob Portman said that we can expect a stimulus deal this weekend, and he felt that we were almost there. Very interesting comments from Rob Portman. And so I'm going to show you a clip that was from CNBC, which featured Rob Portman, Republican from Ohio, and Joe Manchin, Democrat from West Virginia, talking about the stimulus deal. Now, the good thing is the two sides are working together, but now they're working on the last minute tweaking, the last minute haggling before a bill is introduced. And I do anticipate that this bill will quickly move through the House and the Senate and quickly be signed into law by the president. So let's take a look at a comment from Rob Portman from Ohio. And Rob Portman said stimulus will get done this weekend. He said, we need this emergency package now. We need this relief now between now and when the vaccine is available. He called it a short-term bridge for the next few months to get us to the time when a vaccine is available. And so let's roll the tape and see what Rob Portman, Republican Senator from Ohio, had to say. Let's watch.
Relief talks continue on Capitol Hill. Leaders are eyeing a new round of stimulus checks as part of a $900 billion deal. Joining us right now with more on the latest is Senator Rob Portman and Senator Joe Manchin. They've been helping spearhead bipartisan efforts to try and get a relief package passed. Of course, Senator Manchin's a Democrat. Senator Portman is a Republican. Gentlemen, welcome to both of you. I think Americans are wondering if this deal will actually get done before the deadline of tomorrow night. I know that Senator McConnell has said you all are sticking in town until this is done. So, Senator Portman, I'll just ask you, do you have plans right now to stay in Washington for the weekend? You think it'll take through the weekend to get it finished?
Becky, I'm always skeptical at year end here because it tends to get pushed back a little bit, but I think we'll finish up on Saturday. It means we'll probably do something short term on Friday night to deal with the continuing resolution for government shutdown, but I think we'll get it done this weekend. And we should. You know, it's been 9 months since we passed the CARES package. People are hurting. Unfortunately, the coronavirus healthcare crisis has gotten worse, not better recently. And the economy is not as strong as it should be. So we need a bridge between now and when we have the vaccines available. And that's what this is. It's an emergency package to get us through the next few months to the March-April timeframe when we'll actually, hopefully, have the vaccines be widely dispersed and begin to turn the corner on this crisis.
In the next segment, the Democrat Joe Manchin from West Virginia chimed in. He said this is not a do-all, end-all. He called this an emergency relief package as well. And the interesting thing that he said was when President-elect Joe Biden gets inaugurated, he said we'll do another package if needed. President-elect Joe Biden will reassess the situation and we'll do another stimulus package if needed. If you saw one of my earlier videos on our channel today, I highlighted what Jim Cramer from CNBC said. And Jim Cramer said that essentially what we are looking at this weekend is part one of a two-part package. Jim Cramer said, if this is good, that's going to be better. That's going to be best. So very interesting comments, not only from TV personalities and analysts like Jim Cramer, but also from actual senators who are in the middle of things, who are in the thick of things. And we know that President-elect Joe Biden wants more stimulus. He has pretty much said that. In fact, he even called this stimulus, I quote, a down payment. And so let's take a look at what Joe Manchin, the Democrat from West Virginia, had to say side by side with Senator Rob Portman from Ohio as the two sides work together to come to a deal. And he said this is not the do-all, end-all. Very interesting comments. Let's roll the tape.
Senator Manchin, you and others have said that this needs to be targeted and go to the Americans who are most in need. I guess that means the people who are unemployed at the moment who don't have those unemployment benefits that have been extended. We've seen both Senator Bernie Sanders and Senator Hawley pushing for direct to everybody checks. And that sounds like that is the latest iteration of this. Are you okay with that?
Sure. Yes, absolutely. Here's the thing. This is the product that we produced. Myself, Rob Portman, and we had about 10 other senators evenly split between Democrats and Republicans. This is what we produced. Legislative language. This is the template that's being used. We were able to negotiate the deal that we thought we could all live with, and the price of what that would be is $908 billion. We couldn't get over with the state and local aid, and also with liability. That was $160 billion. So what they've done, using this template here, has been working off of it. It's all in legislative language. And basically, they took the 160 and they're saying, okay, since we can't come to an agreement, and liability and state and local have to move the same because each side had their respective positions on that. Then they said, okay, well, let's do direct payments. And it's going to be a bit smaller. But when you said, are we okay? Absolutely. We always wanted to do direct payments. We thought it stimulates the market, if you will. But the bottom line was we couldn't get over the $900 billion. And I want people to know this is an emergency relief package. This is not a do-all, end-all. And Joe Biden, our president-elect, coming in as president in January, will evaluate the situation and offer another package if needed. And we will consider and work towards making sure our economy continues to come back strong. But we have to get through this time period, the first quarter especially. This is a time package basically till April the 1st. That's what we were working under. And I told all those people, It's not enough in so many areas, and it's too much in other areas where both sides are taking their respective positions. We've got a good, balanced package in the bipartisan way.
And in the final segment, Rob Portman was looking to reassure individuals who are on unemployment. Remember, approximately 20 million of our fellow Americans are on unemployment. Well over 12 million of these individuals are on the PUA program and the PEUC program, which is scheduled to end at the end of December. Remember, it was instituted as a part of the CARES Act. Nobody expected the problem to last this long back in March. Now we know that the PUA program and the PEUC program are scheduled to absolutely end at the end of this month. So Rob Portman, essentially seeking to reassure everyone, said that unemployment programs will be extended. He was referring to the PUA program and the PEUC program, and he also referred to the $300 a week booster.
But Senator Manchin, let me just clarify. The reporting that we had heard earlier was that these direct to everyone checks would be coming at the expense of extended unemployment benefits. It sounds like you're saying they're coming instead of the state and local payments. What's the case?
Yeah. Yes, I myself personally, and Rob, I want to butt in here. I don't think any of us ever would have voted or supported something where you were sending a check to people that still had a check, but we were trying to stimulate the market when we were letting people have their unemployment checks run out and had nothing. That was never on the table for us, but that was the discussion. I think we're directly in that payment, basically the money that we set aside for direct payments or basically state and local aid. Rob, you might want to jump in there on that.
No, I think Joe's right, Becky, and you're not going to find a lot of daylight between Joe and me, as you can tell. But with regard to unemployment, there are three things that we do in our bill, the bipartisan bill, that is also in the package, at least as we understand it, and that is we extend the time period. Otherwise, as of the day after Christmas, a bunch of people lose their unemployment. These are people who are self-employed, as an example, gig economy workers, but also people who are taking advantage of the 13-week federal government extension of the state program. And look, we need it in a lot of states. I mean, some states are doing better than others. Some sectors of the economy are doing better than others. But as you know, as you begin to shut down an economy, a bunch of people lose their jobs through no fault of their own. Sometimes those shutdowns are because of a government edict in some of our states. Sometimes it's just because the coronavirus numbers are so high that people, aren't going out to restaurants or to a bowling alley or a movie theater. So that's what our bill does, is to be sure that that's there. And then second, it provides an additional federal supplement, as we had until August, which is the $300. But it does it for a short period of time. Again, just until we get through this period. This is a bridge to the time when we're going to have vaccines readily available and we can begin to turn the corner on this crisis.
Now, keep in mind, I have reported that the original intention with the $300 a week booster was to have it for 16 weeks. But because they introduced stimulus checks, there has been talk of shrinking that down to 10 weeks. But Bernie Sanders is pushing hard against this. So is Josh Hawley, Republican from Missouri. We'll find out when the legislative text is introduced in the next 24 to 48 hours. And here's the latest reporting from Politico. Jake Sherman from Politico caught up with House Speaker Pelosi. You see his tweet on your screen. Just caught up with Speaker Pelosi. I asked her if she will need need the weekend to get the package through? In other words, are we likely to see the legislative text, and is it going to move through the House? She said, I can't answer for the Senate. So that was, make of that what you will. And Jake Sherman then asked her if the House will pass the COVID bill and the government funding bill tomorrow. And she said, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Lordy. It would be nice if we get a straight answer in a definitive time frame. But again, this is Congress. And you know, they play games. You see this chessboard? They keep playing games. They keep shifting their positions. First, it was House Speaker Pelosi, then the Senate Majority Leader. Now, keep in mind, the president has also shifted positions. They keep playing games. They treat this whole thing almost like a game of chess. But in reality, lives are at stake. Lives are at stake. And so right now, neither bill has been released. I'll keep you posted as and when the situation evolves. You'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Please comment below and let me know what you think about this delay, if you will, into the weekend. And also more interesting, I think more interesting is the fact that Joe Manchin pretty much said this is not a do-all, end-all. President-elect Joe Biden will reassess the situation and will do more if needed. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I really appreciate you watching. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. We cover important matters that are relevant to the country, that in turn affect the economy, that in turn affect your money. So please make sure you click subscribe, you enable notifications, just gently ignite that subscribe button. The name of our channel is Ignition Time. Don't forget to click the like button as well. Now, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. If you can get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000, that's 70000. You'll get added to SMS alerts list. We'll send you important announcements that will help you plan better with your money. We'll send you important announcements that will help you make more money, save more money, invest more money. We'll also send you announcements if we ever release programs where you can essentially get coaching from us. Now, you can opt out of these SMSs at any time. You can also get on our email list. To get on our email list, simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you can get added to our email list. And again, you can opt out of the emails at any point in time that you want as well. Sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. Once you do that, you'll be able to visit the homepage of our channel and watch any of our videos at any point in time that you want. So you're not dependent on notifications from YouTube. Also, you can get added to, you can become a part of our Instagram community. Simply go to instagram.com/ignition_time. That's instagram.com/ignition_time. You can become a part of our community on Instagram and get exclusive news on Instagram, exclusive content on Instagram. Speaking of exclusive news, you can get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter. Yes, on Twitter. All you have to do is simply follow us on Twitter at ignition_time. That's ignition_time. And you'll get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter as well. Become a part of our Twitter community. Speaking of community, please comment below. I'm very proud of our community because our community is growing rapidly. It's bipartisan. It's an intelligent community. We support each other. We learn from each other. We engage in healthy debates, even if we agree. I think it's great if we disagree, as long as we can participate in a healthy and respectful discourse, which is what our community is all about. So I'm welcoming you to join our community. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment below. Like I said, also you'll always find a link to all of our resources in the description section below, so you can dig deeper into the content. If you learned something new from this video, please share this video with friends and family. That would mean a lot to me. That tells a YouTube algorithm that you found the content beneficial. That really does help the YouTube algorithm. I mean, you're on YouTube, you're getting content. Hopefully you find the medium valuable. Hopefully you find this content valuable. Once again, my name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Thank you so much. Please gently click that like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.